Dahlia cuttings are the secret to getting unlimited free dahlias. But there's a few common mistakes that could cost you valuable time and money. So I'm gonna walk you through the entire process so you can get perfect dahlias like this one on your first try. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna wanna do is wake some tubers up. So all you have to do is take your tubers out of storage and place them somewhere that's 50 to 60 degrees for a couple of weeks, and then they'll start eyeing up. And as you can see, these are eyed up nicely and ready to be potted up for cuttings. So there's a couple different ways you can do this. This is what we call a cutting bed. So I placed a bunch of tubers in this standard 10-20 tray. And what you want to do is plant them so that just the crown and the eyes are sticking out of the potting soil. So as you can see, just the top of that tuber is sticking up out of the soil. And here's another one just to show you. Literally, just the crown has to be sticking up out of the soil. This next method is super easy, but I kind of screwed it up. So this is a good option if you're doing it at home. You can literally just take a plastic bag, fill it with a little bit of potting soil, and then put your tuber in there and place it somewhere warm. But we've been so busy that I didn't water this for a couple days, and I think it's a goner. So keep a better eye on it than I did. So another convenient method is to use these square 4-inch pots. Whichever method you choose, it's really important to get the potting soil right. So a quick word about potting soil. Simply put, get the best quality soil you can get, and sterilize is best. So when you get the organic or the lower end soils, first of all, they're full of chunks of wood and sticks and other debris you're gonna find. So that really stinks when your dahlias are trying to root and you have all that junk in there. And an even bigger problem is that they are usually full of bug eggs, especially fungus gnats. I don't know if you've ever had fungus gnats, but they create an absolute infestation. They'll eat tubers, they'll eat roots, they'll eat the bottom of cuttings, and they'll just bring you a huge headache for your cuttings. So get quality potting mix and sterilize it if you have time. Right, Cindy? When you get potting mix, it comes dry as a bone. So we always add it to a bucket, and then we slowly add water until you get you want it moist. You don't want this, when you squeeze it, it shouldn't drip water. If it drips water, it's way too wet. Oh, there's one of those sticks I talked about. But if it drips water, it's way too wet, and you're just gonna rot things. So add it to a bucket and mix it up until you just have it a little bit damp. Now you just take your tuber, put it in the pot, and fill up all the area around it with your moist potting soil. And once again, as long as you have the crown sticking out of the soil, you're good to go. So there's actually a little hack you can do where you can get about 10 times the amount of cuttings from one tuber. So last year we planted some cuttings in 4-inch pots and then buried them in the ground. So they grow all season long like a normal dahlia tuber, but the tubers are forced to be in this compact clump inside the pot. This is what we call a pot tuber. So now when we wake up this pot, it's a miniature tuber clump full of eyes. So now you can get 10 times the amount of cuttings from a small, compact tuber clump. So you need to keep your tubers at about 70 degrees until they start to sprout. If you don't have a warm area in your house, you're gonna have to use a heating mat on a controller. So this is what they'll look like after about a month of growth. So these here are actually a little bit bigger than ideal. This right here is about the size you're looking for taking cuttings. So you're looking for at least 3 leaf nodes before you cut. So the leaf nodes are where these leaves attach, these bumps here. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 leaf nodes. And then the opposite would be one that's too big. So you see how this has a really thick stem? Those are harder to root, especially if you cut this and it's hollow inside. That's not ideal. You want a solid, thinner stem. You can use a razor blade, a scalpel, or an X-Acto knife like this, but you're gonna wanna make a 10% bleach solution to sanitize between the cuttings. So dahlia virus is super common. At the end of the day, it's just part of growing dahlias, but you want to use every precaution possible to stop the spread of virus in the dahlias that you already have. So it's really critical when taking cuttings, or when you're harvesting flowers, or when you divide your tubers in the fall, you always use a 10% bleach solution to sanitize your tools. So basically you just mix 1 part bleach to 9 parts water, and that gives you your 10%. And technically, studies show that you have to soak your tools for a full 2 minutes to kill most viruses. Okay, so when we take our cutting, we're gonna cut just above the tuber. Just leave a little tiny bit of flesh from this shoot on your tuber, and that causes a bunch of new sprouts to form all around that spot. Just take your sharp knife and slice right through like that. Okay, so now that I have my sprout cut off the tuber, you're gonna wanna remove some of these lower leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these small ones off, and then I'm gonna pull this next set of leaves right off too. And I just broke this one, so I might as well pull that off too. So you really don't want too much leaf on your sprout. What actually happens is the leaves lose moisture. It's called transpiration. If these lose moisture, this sprout is really going to struggle, and you'll see it's going to be drooping and withering because it just can't contain enough moisture. So if you took a cutting and you had really big leaves like this, you're going to want to cut these bigger leaves right off. So you could cut it something like there and just leave these two, because it's going to lose a lot of moisture and it's going to struggle to root. Okay, so now you're going to want to go ahead and fill either a 6-cell, or you can use a 4-inch pot or whatever else you want to plant these up in. And you're just going to come in here and make some decent sized holes like so. Now at this point, a lot of people would dip the end in rooting hormone. That's up to you if you want to do so. Some people have some concerns about health safety with this, and really the dahlias will root even without it. So that's kind of up to you. Another thing to note, if you have really long sprouts, this one isn't too long, but say you end up with a really tall one like this, as long as you cut this below a leaf node, there's going to be enough plant hormones in there to grow roots. So at this point, I'd take my sprout, and if I wanted rooting hormone, I would dip the end in rooting hormone, and then you plant it pretty deep in your potting mix. And then just firmly push down all around it. Pretty much the whole time this cutting is rooting in here, you want the soil slightly damp. Too wet and you're going to rot the bottoms of these. Too dry and it's going to struggle. So you just got to keep it consistently damp. So rooting these sprouts is an awesome way to get a bunch of free dahlias. But there's actually a way you can take one sprout and get 6 or even 8 cuttings from one single sprout. Just keep in mind, this trick can get you a ton of new plants, but the success rate is a lot lower than those sprouts, and a lot of people complain that you might not get good tuber clumps from doing cuttings this next way. So for this next method, we're going to pick a shoot that's a little bit on the bigger side. So once again, I'm going to cut this off right at the tuber, and here's where it gets interesting. So the truth is, pretty much anywhere you have a leaf node, you can get roots out of this cutting. I'm going to split this up into at least a few pieces and try to root these. So I'm going to take my knife in here between these two leaf nodes and cut right through like that. And then I'm going to cut this again between these two leaf nodes like that. So now I just got 2 cuttings from one sprout, but we can cut this down even further. So now we can cut this down the middle. As long as you keep these axles here, so this corner is called a leaf axle. As long as you keep these in some of this main sprout, this can form roots. So we're just gonna come here, cut down that, like so. And then same with this one. So normally this would have been 2 leaves. I broke this one off, and you would just cut this one down the middle too. Just like the other cuttings, these dry out really quickly. So you're gonna wanna cut the biggest parts right off so these don't dry out so easily. And now you would dip this fleshy part in your rooting hormone and then place it into your potting soil. So as soon as I plant these, I spritz them with water. Until these form roots, they're really fragile and you have to keep the leaves moist. So we do that by using humidity domes, or you can even just put a plastic bag and a rubber band around it. And I spray them once a day for at least the first couple of weeks. If you're gonna be growing your cuttings indoors, this part is very important. First, let's go over light. So here I have a T5 grow light. These are T5 HO bulbs of the daylight spectrum. If you're using fluorescent bulbs, T5 HO and T8 bulbs of the daylight are best. But you might want to go with LEDs. So to get quality LED grow lights, your initial investment is a little bit more. But in the long run, they actually save you on electricity. So if you're going to be doing this for a while, then it might be worth investing in LEDs instead. Also, keep in mind that fluorescent lights throw off a lot of heat. So depending the size of your setup, they could heat up the entire room around them, or if your room is already pretty warm, it could cause some issues with overheating the dahlias. The height of your grow light is going to depend on how powerful your grow lights are. Really, you can get away with using just a cheap, underpowered shop light, but you're going to have to be really close to the seedlings, literally a couple inches. For a little more powerful light like this, I'm finding that it can be a little bit higher off the plants, and they still get plenty of light. Set your lights up on a timer for 16 hours on, 8 hours off. Dahlias need at least 14 hours of daylight to grow properly. But since these are indoor and these are artificial lights, we're gonna do 16 hours because they're not as powerful as the actual sun. If you're doing this in your basement like I am, basements are really dry. So when I'm growing cuttings that I just planted, I use these humidity domes. These help keep in moisture and stop the leaves from drying out so quickly. And then here's some leaf cuttings I have where I literally just draped a plastic bag over them to keep some humidity in. My basement stays 55 to 60 degrees, so I have to use seedling heat mats in here. These are Johnny's seedling heat mats, and as you can see, they are double insulated and UL listed. I'd recommend getting the best ones you can afford, just for peace of mind and for safety reasons. And then here is my heat mat controller. Set this between 68 and 75 degrees. Any colder than that and your cuttings are gonna grow really slow. And any warmer than that, and they could rot. Here's a few cuttings I took about 3 weeks ago. So I can tell these are rooted a few different ways. So first, this has new growth, which is usually a good sign that they have roots. And then another trick I do is if you have holes in the bottom of your pots, see that little white strand there? That's a root starting to poke through. And then same with this one over here. You can see another root poking through right there. So let's pop one out and see how it did. And check that out. It's only been 3 weeks, and look at all those new roots. Seeing those new roots is exciting, but they're still not quite ready to plant outdoors yet. First of all, you have to wait until your soil is at least 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And most importantly, if you grew your dahlias under grow lights, you need to harden them off, or they're gonna get sunburned and they probably won't recover from it. Hardening them off is the process of getting them used to actual sunlight since you grew them indoors under grow lights. The grow lights are a lot weaker than the actual sun. This process takes a week or two. The slower you do this, the better. Day 1 through 4, you should put your dahlias outdoors in full shade. Then for a few days, you wanna give them just a couple hours of morning sun or partial sun. And every few days, you just keep giving them a little bit more sun from day to day. And then after a couple weeks of getting them used to the actual sun, you can plant them out in your garden.